Good evening, everyone. It's just myself tonight. We're gonna be playing some skate. Maybe. Let's see. Had to turn my controller off and then back on because, yes. I've put a few hours into this since it came out yesterday. We'll talk about it when we get in, because I guarantee you stuff will pop up that I want to talk about. All right, now, so how many missions left to do? So, this is one of the problems, the map. Also, it appears to be lagging right now. I don't know if that's controller input lag or just the game lagging. Anyway, these with the clocks on them are time based. I can't. There we go. This one, like these two here that don't have a clock next to them, are your like quote unquote story missions. They unlock. God damn, dude. I may have to close the game and reopen it if it's going to be this stupid. They unlock with your progress throughout the district. So, like, this district that Hedgemont, I'm level 6. Yeah, hold on. Okay, seems to maybe just be the map. That's weird. At least right now. Okay, there we go. So like this is a main mission. So like, you know, the next level you see, I get 2 orange diamonds. Those are 2 like main missions, and then I get 2 fast travel spots. These time-based ones, I mean, they're fine. Like, they're pretty straightforward, all things considered. I've heard people say that once you get like, if you play it for the week, you're probably seeing these repeat. These time-based ones. So, don't like that idea. Let's do this. Right, there is a fast travel spot up there. I just don't have it unlocked yet. So this will actually cover one of the other things that... Alright, I'm having weird controller issues. I'm gonna restart the game. And I guess I'll talk through it while it's restarting. I'm also gonna turn off my controller while I do that. the game doesn't have everything in it that Skate 3 had. In terms of tricks, in terms of movement abilities, in terms of character freedom, especially around your outfits and stuff like that. I'll show the store when we get back in. I'd really like it if my controller connected. I don't know why it refuses to right now. Hold on. Okay. So you'll see when we pop in here, potentially. Maybe. Eventually. So like this is the screen when you start the game up. So here are like here's your story basically. I'm through the first two kind of story sections. Social, you can see people that are in the game right now, stuff like that. This rip score is kind of your base progression. Like anything you do contributes to your rip score. Shop. Hey, you want to spend 25 to 50 bucks? It's right here for you to do it. All of this stuff is premium until you get down to these product boxes. So these product boxes are free currency that you unlock while playing the game, and they are kind of blind boxes. So this one I don't have everything in it, so I'll show you this as an example. I've unlocked 1, 2, 3, 4. 1? Oh, 5. Because I'm using that one. So now if I buy one of these boxes for 175 credits, my pool is down to 4, 6 items. So, for whatever reason, that one's showing done, but it isn't. So like with these, every box worked towards completing all of these, unlocking one of those items. They're kind of self-explanatory, like Staples box, shirts basically, coolest box, kind of cool stuff. Bucket box is going to be hats. Gumshoe box is shoes. Nice deck box is going to be skate deck stuff. And you'll see like this gumshoe box, I'm wearing the Vans that I got. Everything, like, there's very little real product in this game. Whereas, like in Skate 3, it was predominantly real products. So, like this nice deck box, it's 250 tokens to unlock one of them. but none of this stuff is a real brand. I've got 5 of these different boxes that I could buy. 300, nothing real. 275, nothing real. 250, nothing real. This color burst box, no real brands. So Glam Top, the diamond, the one on the far left, the Van shirt, that's what a real brand item looks like in these boxes, as it's that diamond. Rarity, I guess. So if this one's got Van socks, but it's got the Mr. Bones hoodie, or long sleeve, I guess, in it. And then it's got another Vans shirt. So some of them have 1, some of them have 2. This has got a girl skateboard company grip tape. This builder box is just props for you to plunk down. So like even the DIY stuff is locked behind buying these boxes. Now, some of these boxes have props in them. One of these boxes had something in it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, so this one's got like a concrete bench and a concrete slab. But again, those are locked behind, I guess, a 20% chance at 150 credits. So, and then the boxes are locked behind region progression. Not even like overall progression. So like girl company skate wheels. Vans. Supposedly Dickies is in this. But yeah, here's a Vans bundle. Here's some of the Thrasher stuff. And okay, so this bundle is Grim Reaper suit, Grim Reaper emote, deck, trucks, sticker, and board sticker at $27.50. So that's $25 to buy the Grim Reaper. The chocolate bundle, which chocolate's a brand, so you get the hat, you get the beanie, you get the hoodie, you get 2 decks and wheels. That's $1,600, so that's $15. Again, it's just like, and that Vans bundle is $15. It's just like, it's free to play, but it's just so ridiculous. You know, if you really wanted like, so 2,800. If you really wanted this Grim Reaper bundle, I'd say get the Founders Pack. You get the mocap suit. You get the Season 1 skate pass, which they haven't really talked about. The jacket, some stickers, stuff like that. But you also get 2,800 Van bucks, whatever they're calling them. So you could buy that. And to buy the Van bucks, it's $25. So you're basically getting everything for free, and then you're getting the Reaper bundle. So I will show off my character here real quick. Here we go. So I've got just like a random shirt that I unlocked. I don't have any branded shirts yet. Don't have any branded bottoms. I was wearing the skirt for the longest time and it looked hilarious. I switched to shorts. I've got my Vans old school lows. Just a beanie, shades, and my gay socks. And then my board, so you get decks, which just applies to the base. Like the actual deck itself doesn't change. I'll show you that in a sec. So I've got my purple deck. Let me change to one where you should be able to see it. There we go. So I've got, for example, the skate logo, cherry eyes, cracks, the cool S, Sandman. Like, there's patterns that you can have, which admittedly, so like, I'm rocking this one, but I've been rocking this tropical flower grip color, so you can barely see that it's that skate cutout. It's really only the dark, solid colors where you can see what pattern you have. Like I unlocked this vinyl one pretty early on, and I really like it. It's just you can barely notice it with the floral grip tape. I don't have any trucks unlocked. I just unlocked these girl wheels, stickers. You have 3 positions: top, middle, bottom. Yeah, I got a Van sticker out of I think a progression upgrade box. Gestures, Fentline. You've probably seen this on social media if you've been looking. Yeah. I haven't used them all, so. And then here's Skatepedia. This is like the kind of tutorial. Excuse me. So this is what I mean by like first off, reverts don't work that great. I haven't done a manual revert because I can't get reverts to lock in. I've had great success with manual challenges, just doing nose manual for whatever reason. I can lock that in a little bit better. You got your wallies, you got your wall rides. I've yet to do a hippie jump. This is an interesting one because the timing window between these two is so small. If you push that stick up too early, you do a lip trick. Like you get on the coping. It's like you have to really air out and then kind of at your almost apex push the stick forward. So again, more coming soon. Like flip tricks, I've got most of them in here. It's got infinite flipping. Save for 360 shove-its. 360 shove-its, you can only do a 360 shove-it. It won't keep spinning. Ollie flips. Pretty straightforward. Late flips. This is a weird one because this is one that I wish was a little bit better. And what I mean by that is it's like you have to be almost to the ground to get a late flip in. If you do like a kick flip and then you catch it, you can't just do a quick late flip, excuse me, off of that. You have to be going down. Held, you can just let it spin. No reason to do those. Grinds, pretty straightforward. You can kind of do these with the left stick as well, just body position wise, like board slides and lip slides, and nose and tail slides. So it's not necessary that you use the right stick, but it definitely helps. Grabs, you got your usuals. I wish there were a few more there. Modifieds, basically just hold her down. Melon, crossbound method, tail, like, so some of these, like tail, nose bone, you have to do a tail grab first and then push the nose out. So, fan air, great one. Double grabs, one-footed, so you got your judos, you got your one-foot airs, basically a back judo. Yeah, dog piss, which I've never heard it called that. Judo nose, the Benihana, Tony Hawk staple. One-foot tail grab. Yeah. Get your air walks. Get your tail walks. Get your Christ airs, of course. Get your no-foot airs. And of course, you got your super dudes. These ones just rolling around. Hand plants I've been getting better at. I had a daily challenge for them, so I kind of had to learn them. I've never done a bean plant. Here's your boneless. Your fast plants. Enough board stuff running around, doing dumb shit. This cannonball and cannonball kickoff is actually a very fast way to move around. I've heard some people say it's actually faster than skating to do those. I've yet to get to a bar swing. So I guess we'll see that potentially. But right now, for my next tour, I need to complete 45 challenge goals. So that's 45 of these dots on these things. So it is a little worthwhile to kind of prioritize them. Prioritize doing events over, like, just mainlining the story, because you'll run into spots where it's like, hey, you need to do X amount of challenges. And so then you have to go and spend a bunch of time doing challenges, rather than spending the time to do the challenges beforehand, and then you can just kind of fly through the story
Looking
stuff.
for a sesh with a bit of a bite? Dig in.
The V that you just saw is annoying as hell. I found out you can turn it off and just normal, and I was so happy. Crystairs out of the way. So kind of the interesting thing is, like, they consider shove-its flip tricks, which I guess technically they are. And so, like, you're, oh man, I gotta do 4 flip tricks over the gap. I mean, if you just do a shove-it, you're good. And, you know, like, shove-its are super quick to pop off and not hard to do at all, so. So, I gotta get grinds and spins down. Alright. Done with that. I'm really curious to see, because I turned it off before I started streaming, but or turned it on, I guess, technically. There is a streamer mode that mutes all the music. And there's constantly music played in this. I might be able to show off some of the playlist stuff, but obviously we can't listen to it on stream. Out of fear of when this gets uploaded to YouTube. Boom. But I'll try to show off the playlist stuff here in a sec once we knock this out. So there's some, like this one, where it's just like accumulate and get it done. There's others where here, so like this is the main playlist. Denzel Curry, it's obviously censored. Girl Scout, Soccer Mommy, Poolside, New Party, like St. John. It's a decent array of music, at least on that main playlist. Do a kickflip. A little more maybe pop punk stuff. Some of the songs repeat. I will say the order that they are in the playlist kind of shuffles. So, like, you'll have this Denzel song, and then it may not be this Girl Scout song that's next. So, obviously we can't listen to this, but like Earth, Wind, Fire, that would definitely get this video taken down. Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers, like, I'll probably go through and make my own playlist and grab some of these songs, but there's also just like, let's see if it'll pop up, even though I have the music turned off. It should show up if I go by a car. Because I assume that like in-world music is turned off, but the car stuff doesn't appear to be. So you can come up and run into the back of them. Also, there's no sketching. But like I could grab this song and it'll start playing that song wherever it's at in the song. Kind of an interesting thing to be like, oh hey, I like that song better than whatever's on the playlist right now. Let me grab that, and then you can do your thing. So like, you know, you see the speakers here, like they'll be showing it off. So this is what I mean about one of the different things. This, in order to get all of them, all of the check marks basically, I have to do all of these in one run. Now I can chip away at them.
I don't know who came up with this one.
And kind of learn the pathing, but my controller's broken again, so, or at least it wasn't responding there for a second. Yeah, it's not responding, so. Let me turn my control off. Turn it back on. There. That looks better. You know, there's also situations where like, okay, this, I need to nose blunt that. Now, the thing of it is, my controller's not, or at least my right stick's not as responsive as I don't. I'm trying to ollie, and he's just not doing anything. So, like I could be able to I might be able to get all but the that specific grind. If it's not going to cooperate with me. So. I'm going the wrong direction. That's another problem, like it's not... well... major problem is when your controller doesn't want to... when the game doesn't want to input your controllers, so... So now if I wanted to just kind of trick until I got 5,000, I can. Because for whatever reason it missed the bearing. I don't know why. It's usually been pretty generous with the kind of auto snap. So, like, I got all but the trick. So I'll only get 3 of the 5. So you can claim an end. You can claim an end, or you can end it, I think, at any point. The claim the spot ones are a little bit different. They usually have that, hey, you need to do it all in one run caveat. So, like, I've got a main mission that, it's this one. And it doesn't want to register. So I need to do 2 flip tricks. It doesn't want to register the first one because it's not technically in the zone that it's wanting it to be in. And it's just, I was bashing my head and I finally got a run where I got the sequence and the spin out, and I was just happy, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not going to just keep bashing my head against this one. Because some of them, like that one specifically that I was talking about, it's a spiral grind down a parking garage, and it's annoying as hell to even get on the rail. So I'm like, I will take what I've got, and we're good to go.
What are you thinking?
This is another thing, like, it'll just wait for players even though I didn't start it as a co-op. So that's fun. So, okay, so you can't see it because the overlay's in the way. I need to get 5,000 points. I need to get a 3 times multiplier. I need to get a held flip trick, so that's what I was talking about. Like, as long as you just keep the right stick pointed in a direction, it'll keep spinning. I need to grind 6 times, and I do all of it in one run. So the bearings are usually, but not always, set up to kind of proactively get you a lot of the things. So in a lot of ways, that's nice. If you're wondering how to accomplish things in the time or in the space that you're in. So I'm a little worried though, because yeah, I wasn't. Oops. So a great way to build up combo. That's what I mean about the 360 shove. That's all you can do. And to be brutally honest, I wasn't even attempting to do a 360 shove. I was trying to do a regular shove so I could hold it. And then, so like this. Got some fun physics stuff because it's early access. My kind of biggest complaint is the right stick, the flick it system, like, it's not as dialed as it was in like 3, for example. And so you can do some weird stuff with it that you certainly weren't trying to do. But in the same breath, like, for the held flip, I want to do, you know, I want to do a shove, not a 360 shove, but it's like, okay, well, because you started your scoop a little too far, you're going to be doing a 360 shove, not a regular shove. So just like that. And so, like, God damn it. In that example, grinds in this will, like, so I need to do 6 grinds. It's grinding 6 different objects. So it's not whatever happened there. It isn't like if I can get on here and then like that, that's not 2, that's only 1. So there will be times like that where this game's not always the best about explaining why you bail. It's very inconsistent in that manner. And also, like, some of the UI stuff stays on the screen too long, like that. And, like, I get it, you know, oh, it's early access, but if you're charging $50 for something in this game, it better be good. Right? Your ducks better be in a row. And that's not to mention the kind of debacle that was the launch of this game on PC. It was supposed to launch at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. It was at least an hour later. Like, it was an hour late. You couldn't preload it. So, like, you know, if your internet's not maybe the best, or if you know, live in a place where, okay, don't know why that did that. You know, maybe you live in a place where, like, your internet throttles during the day, so you definitely don't want to download a 30 gig game in the middle of the afternoon. You had no ability to do that. Which, in my mind, is kind of the wrong way to do it. There should be preload for everything. You know, if you're going to be releasing the game, you should be able to preload it. See, I just did the motion for a shove, and it just did a 360 shove. Now, if I was strictly needing points, I'm not complaining, because it's more points. The 360 shove than the 180 shove. But I don't need points. I need held flips. And yeah, it just... When everything clicks in this game, it feels amazing. It feels like Skate 3. You feel like a badass. The problem is those times are so few and far between that, I mean, at least right now, this is definitely a don't recommend. You know, it's... I get that it's early access, but it is definitely half-baked. Now, granted, some of the stuff could be network-related, server-related, because it's always online, and... You know, we're 24 hours or so post-release. But I don't know. I struggle with signing off and telling people, yeah, go check this stuff out on games like this, because it's just not there. And that's kind of a bummer. You know, we've been waiting 15 years, I think it is, for a follow-up to Skate 3, and you release a Fortnite-ified game, and you're kind of treading, you know, you're treading on the good name that you're treading on the good name that Skate 3 brought EA. Like, I'm not gonna say it would have been easy to just effectively cash grab one of these, but it would have been easy to cash grab one of these. And the fact that it's been enshittified to the level that it has is just fucking hell. So just kicking the balls for skate fans. See, I'm attempting to trick out of that grind like that, but because it seems to be spotty on receiving inputs, it just doesn't some of these times. And then there's just some of the stuff where it's like they don't clarify, you know, like is this trick going to have high pop so you could do it up onto one of these ledges? Is it going to have mid pop so you're going to be fine clearing most stuff? Because I mean, that's one of the key factors. Like if you don't know, for whatever reason, like that ollie just decided to fuck off and leave me in the dust. Let's see. That's really annoying. I think what's happening there is I'm too... Okay, just please give me a direction to move. I think I'm stopping and then like it's not giving me enough forward momentum. I'm gonna throw a controller here in a second. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be carrying down to that downslope, which would require you to basically straight line this. But they say pretty early on, like, you know, you reach max speed in 4 pushes. So you don't need to keep pushing. But you, like, velocity just seems to be one of the major issues. This game's got a lot of issues. It's early access, I get that. But I don't know. As a longtime skate fan who knew we weren't going to get a true Skate 4 ever, this is kind of blue ballsing you. I would say if you're a skate fan, you know, like a fan of the series. Okay, I didn't do a late laser flip, but it just decided to late laser flip me. If you're a fan of the skate franchise, probably check out either Skater XL or Session. I don't know why I crashed there. I was lined up. Those, you know, Skater XL and Session seem to... Again, I'm not trying to do a 360 flip. Or a 360 shove. Session, I would say, is probably the one that, as of right now, I think needs the most work. But they are... The great thing about Session is they are actively working on it. Skater XL... I mean, shit, that game was dormant for a year and a half. And relied heavily on community creation. It's out on console, so I don't know if Session is on console, so, you know, if you're a console only, that's kind of the only way for you to, unfortunately, experience a modern iteration of the Skate franchise is Skater XL. But Session's really cool. It's got kind of that Skate 2 feel, where it's a little more grimy. It's way more skate focused. Like, it's got an option to it's got an option to where the sticks are your feet, like, so you need to operate both sticks. So it's definitely much more of a hardcore sim, if you want to call it that, than Skater XL. Skater XL is much more like this. In Skate 3, it's a little more toned down. Both of them offer skate style control, where it's like direction on the left stick and trick on the right. God damn, dude, this is what annoys me, is why am I slamming, right? Like, it's one of the things, I keep saying it's one of the things. It's one of the things that the tutorial does not cover, is what makes you slam. They've got tutorials for literally everything else. But there's no... Okay. Faking no comply for no reason whatsoever, because that's what the apparently game wanted me to do. And yeah, it's like they've got tutorials for how to do every trick in the book, and trick tips on how to do them. And here's a tutorial level to practice your manuals, which is actually a really great tool, because manuals are definitely tricky if you don't know what you're doing. Even if you do know what you're doing, finding that sweet spot is very difficult, so having those tutorial missions, god damn it, where you can do that is very helpful. I will say, though, you do out-progress the tutorial when you're doing these missions. Like, they are kind of coded, I guess. Like, Yeah, what the fuck? Based on how you've progressed, like you start out rookie, and then there's semi-pro, and or there's rookie, am, semi-pro, and pro, like, and obviously the difficulty ramps up depending on what fuck, depending on what level of the event's part of. Say I'm gonna be doing a fakey something because I couldn't push. I hate that I'm able to figure out how bugged it is. Like, oh, the game thinks I'm locked into a fakey, so guess I'm doing a fakey. I think the biggest pet peeve is that, like, it's got good bones. Right, like, there's something there. There's something under the surface that you can look at it and go, this is gonna be good. It just struggles to piece it together. Okay. Damn it. I wonder if it's a 10-foot or a 10-meter drop that it struggles with. Like, is it a height issue that it's seemingly having? That was 10.5 meters forward and 5.1 down. And you definitely can't claim it was speed, because I had been... Do I just need to catch the board earlier? Is it freaking out? Because, like... That was the... Yeah. What happened there was... I basically had the speed of 4 pushes after 1. Like, it just shot me out of a cannon. good lord. I fucking... Alright. I'm done with that, because we would have spent the entire strain trying to get that. Otherwise. So, okay. Here, missions. I need 37 more. Okay, so here's a good example of one of the more annoying features of this game. And that's the parkour. It is extremely picky on where you're going and how to get there. Even though they advertise like, oh, you can go anywhere, you can do anything, like you can't. Also, one of the fast ways to move around this area is just
Feeling up to a challenge?
basically crash. It's not... My dude's not ollieing at all. Like going into that second quarter. So that's an example of like you can kind of cheese some of these. If there's not a, hey, do it all in one, there's a cheese. Do that, and I know I have to go back up. Actually, hold on. There we go. Again, you can kind of cheese it. Like, so I just respawned at the session marker for the last event because your session marker carries over. If you, don't put a new one down. Or if you don't, start an event. There we go. That one wasn't too bad. Well, let me look and see. So that was an amateur one. Like, I guess, you know, pro, semi-pro, amateur. Didn't take on that one, so that's fun. There's a few items that are a little bouncy. What skate game isn't complete without a mega ramp, so there's that.
Four out of 5 dentists.
I'd say the stunt ones are pretty easy to choose. You don't have to get them exact. You have more or less unlimited goes. Whereas some of these others are a little more difficult. So this, okay, so there's two of those. There's one there. And there's one over here. I don't know what that icon means. They don't explain it. It doesn't say anything. You just get a timer. It's like, hey, there's 16 hours. What does that mean? $16 for what? They can at times for some of this stuff maybe give it a little too much physics kind of bullshit, but I've yet to figure out if there's a penalty for Mongo or not. It doesn't seem, at least they don't say there's one. That's not to say that there isn't just one in the background. Because again, this game doesn't tell you much. for me, I really think a lot of what my gripes are about is this game just handholds you through the tutorial and tells you how to do every little thing, and then it just stops giving you information. Like if you're not in a like a story specific, which there really isn't a story, but story specific, mission specific, I guess, thing, there's just zero information for you.
Excellent. You started the Sand Van Social Tour. This is a special tour administered by me. Let's learn how to get social at a place where congregations congregate. The House of Rolling Reverence.
I hope that's only going to be in early access. Because it'll absolutely annoy the hell out of me if you're just playing this game and
there's loads of ways to get
launch
your
into
point across to others.
fucking nowhere.
For every occasion. Give one a go. Sweet. You know, there is a way of getting your gestures flowing. Looks like you've got the tools down. That's it. Just look at all those shredders. Victim, or friend, found. Now let's get communicating. Remember your training. A message, an emote, and a gesture.
Okay, I teleported to a player and there's no player. Okay, there's people behind me. Better idea. Maybe. There. Okay, where the fuck is everyone? I am online. Doesn't appear to have dropped frames or anything. Does streamer mode also get rid of everyone? There's all kinds of dots on the map. On different skaters, but There's always people in this park. My game may be broken, boys.
This one is good to
Those ones feel awesome.
Victim, friend found. Now let's get communicating. Remember your training. A message, an emote, and a gesture.
So another thing that annoys the hell out of me is, for whatever reason, there's nobody here. Okay,
Line this one up.
there was
It's
randomly
free.
someone. When we pop back in, the audio for the message for the mission will play again, and it does that for every time. Okay. Now we'll go up here, we'll turn around. Run into a palm tree because why not? I guarantee you we both did the same thing. Just cheese it. Cheese works.
Victim, friend found.
Yeah, see, it's...
Now let's get communicating.
It just repeats that over and over.
A message, an emote, and a gesture.
Was that not near him enough? And then it's not giving me progress. Because that guy's on a mission. He's not in the open world. Can I turn that off?